Hi all, welcome to my channel, welcome to my world. This is the world away, and today I'm going to be doing stages 99 to 104 of Build E.T. the Extraterrestrial. Okay, out of all the builds I've done on my channel, this pack is probably going to be the hardest to film. So much so, I think all of my camcorders are pretty much redundant. I'm going to have to do it all on my camera. The main reason is E.T. is so big, and we're also going to be putting all the skin together. Now, to do that, we have to actually use a glue. And just so you know, for these videos, I am using CA glue. Definitely the best glue to use. That's the good news. The bad news is it sticks in about 5 to 6 seconds. So if you don't get it right first time, you're going to have a bad time trying to actually separate this. Now, you're going to see that I've actually already done the body here. And I'm going to show you the procedures that I did to actually put that together as well. We have got some parts here, which are a spring and the neck section. I'm going to show you how to put that apart here. I'm going to show you the operation of E.T. because most of these magazines go into how to actually operate all the different functions and stuff like that. Pretty much what we did in the last video. But I did foresee a problem that I had, and that is this spring. Because I realised that if this spring is going in the neck, as it compresses, it's obviously going to be pushing upwards on E.T.'s head. And do you remember I said that I've taken that screw out so that basically it can just sit in and go up and down, no problems? Not going to be able to do that. So what I did was I've actually looked through my bag of screws, and I managed to find a screw with a flat head there. And I've already tried this out. When it goes into that shaft, it fits so flat it doesn't impede in the tube anymore. But this is going to be so interesting to film. I hope you get a lot out of this, but we'll have to see. Now, I don't know if this is still available. I have put a link in the video description, and there's also a QR code on the screen. I think what I'm going to do first, show you all the magazines, and then I'm going to do everything in one go. So without further ado, let's get cracking. Yeah, definitely show you all the magazines because there isn't much to do in this pack at all. Even though the magazines make it look like there are, we're taking sections of the skin like this here, and we're going to be piecing this together with the belly section that we got in the last pack. And as you can see, the way to do this is just to tap glue just a little bit at a time around here until you've done the whole thing. Now I'm going to show you what my one looks like in a second. We're going to be taking the head off for now, okay? But we're going to be taking it off from this point here, not this point here, which means I need to reattach this shaft into here with that screw that I just showed you. Once the head's off, it is saying it's about plugging it in here. We don't want to do that yet. The reason we don't want to do that is because obviously we've got to get this body over the top of E.T., which we don't actually do yet. So that's that stage. I am going to leave it off. Then I got stage, oh look, these are completely out of order. Stage 100. And in stage 100, as you can see, we've now got the top part of E.T.'s like body there that we're going to be doing exactly the same procedure. And in the instructions, once again, it's telling us about all the operations and what each thing does. Here, it's basically telling us about putting that screw in for the head. Also, it's telling us how to take the arms off, because we're going to need to take the arms off to be able to get this over the top of E.T. See, there's a lot to do. Okay, as in, you know, these stages here, look, just one spring, but it's not actually talking about the spring, it's talking about all the functions of E.T. here. We are going to be putting the spring just over the top like that. My suggestion with just this bit here is that we've got to actually feed that in the next stage, which is 101. Was that 102 then? Okay, so did I show you 101? Stand by, I'm getting this all out of it. Ah, there we go. We've got the neck here. Now the neck needs to attach to the skin. So when we put that spring on in the next stage, we've got to put this over the top and hopefully be able to get that spring to poke through there, which is going to be fun. But we don't actually put it on in that stage. In stage 103, as you can see, we've got now the parts of E.T.'s head that we're going to be putting together. But they do want us to take the arms off in 103, put the body over, and then we're going to start gluing the whole section of the body to what we've created at the base here already. So we're going to have E.T.'s body with 2 arms, basically. And then in the final stage here, stage 104, we're going to continue with that head putting that together just like this, and then we get to put the front face on, so we're actually going to have a full skinned ET head. And then what we can do is just clip this back in. I'm not sure how we're doing this bit. Are we gluing this in? I guess so. We're going to connect this back up and glue this back in. So that is how ET's looking at the end of this stage. This is going to be fun. Okay. So for ET's body, as you can see, I've already connected this section to this section to this section. I've got some little bits of footage to show you that I filmed on my phone. So this is going to be a long job to attach this part to this part here. Now I am using CA super glue here, and I've started just on this section at the back here, making sure that's fully dry, and then that's hopefully going to start lining everything up. And what I'm going to do is work my way slowly around, doing a bit at a time, letting it dry, then doing the next bit. I can see this taking a couple of hours just to get this together neatly. So we'll come back and I'll see how this looks. There we go, that's all in. Now, you see we've got some bits just like this here that we want to press together. Basically what we want to do then is get a cocktail stick with some glue on it, and we want to just start piecing these together. So I'm going to do that now. Look at that, this is sort of like a before. Let me show you an after. And there we go, there's an after. So if there is any really big gaps in the seam, then just go around and do that. Now, once again, in this stage, I'm on mobile camera because it's impossible to film this. Basically, I'm going to be doing exactly the same thing as I did on this seam line here. I'm going to be doing it on the next section of the torso here, which is ET's pecs. And that's how that's going to look. So what I'm going to do is attach just a small section, probably just this section around the front, because that's the part you're going to see the most of. And then I'm just going to slowly put glue around this whole thing, a little bit at a time. It's going to take hours, I'm sure it is. But let's see how this looks when it's installed. But that is how it looks. And that's just with CA glue. Now, what I'm going to do is address this problem with the neck. Now, just for now, I've taken the head out because what I need to do is remove that shaft. Now, if you have a look when the shaft goes up here, you can see a little black stop in there, which I'm going to need to push together to remove the clip so I can actually get this out. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to need both hands, so let me do that now. And I have done that, and as you can see, that shaft can just come out there. Perfect. And there you go. The shaft is out. Now, I want to keep it this way because I'm going to put the shaft now back into here. And I'm going to put it in with that screw, which now lines up with that hole. And I'm going to use that flathead screw to put that in. So now that screw's in, I'm going to be pressing number 5 on the remote control here, just to ensure that that head can go up and down without impeding anything. And as you can see, it's going up, no problems at all. And it's not making that clonking noise. So that means that that screw is not impeding in there. Perfect. Okay. So I'm just going to take ET's head, put that to one side. And as you can see, I brought over his belly we've been working on. And what I need to do now is put his neck into place into this position just here. Now, obviously, if this is the front, then this is what way round this is going to go. And the way to do this, just like I've been doing the rest, is just to get one little tiny section lined up first and tack that into place with some super glue. And that's exactly what I've just done there. So I'm just going to hold that into place. And then when you're happy you've got that into position, I'm going to be tacking around the side to get that fully into place. As you can see, the way that's hanging off there, that's how quick it dries. So before we put the spring on in position, I want to make sure that these wires are fed up through the center body there. And I need to make sure that these wires are inside the spring and put the spring just over the top of the shaft here. So as you can see, the wire's in there, and I put some insulating tape just to pin it around the top, just like that. I now need to remove all 3 screws which are holding ET's left arm in and ET's right arm in as well. But when I remove the right arm, remember I have got an electric to disconnect as well. So as you can see, the right arm's just hanging off there, but I just need to disconnect that connection just there. So that is how ET's body should look. And all we're going to do is, actually, that's the back. So basically the back would be going on that way, because this is the back we're looking at. Putting this over the top, hardest thing is going to be getting this spring into this tube here, so you want to make sure that the bit that you've glued here is fully dry before you do this. And then we're going to be tacking it, let's move this out of the way, along the base here exactly the same way with that glue, so then all of this is one section. So cables up through the top, I've managed to get that all the way down there. All I've got left to do now is tack around this section here. Needless to say, before you're doing all of this, check all your electrics first. The magazine goes through all the electrics, every single one of this pack, to make sure they're all working, because once this is sealed, you ain't going to get back to them. So as you can see, when that's all on, that is how it should look. Not long to do now, is there? Okay. Almost the last thing we have to do now is just open these last two packs up here, which is E.T.'s head, or more to the point, it's the back of the head skin. And what I'm going to do again is line up just one edge of this so I can tack this into place, and I'll be gluing these parts together here. So what I do, once again, glue on both surfaces here, the top and the bottom one. And I'm just going to tack that front area in first. Perfect. Just like that. And then I'll work my way around the whole thing. And there we go. When that's done, that's the back of E.T.'s head done. And then what we're going to be doing, grabbing E.T., making sure we can get to this port. We're going to need that, but this is basically going to be going over the top, and I'm going to be pinning this to the head section. And when that's done, that should look like that. All we're going to be doing then is connecting the ribbon cable back into there again and putting this onto E.T.'s head. Also, to help get that in, you can just fold this back down just to help get that cable in. I actually found the hardest thing to do is to engage that little claw grip into the head again, because obviously we don't glue that top of the neck to there. It should be allowed to move like that, so that when it goes up and down, it's not being impeded, as you can see. Pretty cool though, how it actually works. And that is all there is to do in that stage. That's all there is to do in that pack. And basically we left the arms off because that's all we've got left to do. It's just the arms, and then E.T. is done. And then I'll give you the full rundown of everything he does in the last video. Now, I don't know when that is. Hopefully, I think we've got 2 more packs we'll have to see. Anyway, I really hope you like that video. If you did, please remember to give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, please remember to subscribe. Other than that, take care.